Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome back. I missed you last time.
I missed you too.
All right. Pardon me. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Dark Roast. I'm Donna Stroll, and I am here with the lovely and talented Rose Short.
What up?
And today's big topic of discussion is video marketing for specifically for affiliates, though really any online marketing, right? So.
Yes. Yeah, everyone loves video, right? We like to be entertained, which is why movie stars and TV stars make so much money.
Yeah. Now, I get that a lot of us, especially new marketers, but even ones that have been around for a little bit, might hate the whole, why do I got to put myself on camera? Um, and there's some good reasons for that. You don't have to do the dancing, you don't have to be, a performing monkey. Um, but it is actually really important for you when building your business because affiliate marketing is all about connecting with people and being a real person. And one of the quickest and easiest ways to do that is to put yourself out front on video because then they can see you and get to know you, right?
For sure. Yeah, people buy from people, right? We see it all the time. And so video helps, really get your personality, your voice, your message out there because it's you, right? Like it can't necessarily be misunderstood like a post can because your tone of voice is conveying, your humor is conveying,
Yeah.
all your ticks they're conveying, right? Like it is very raw, but it's good. Your audience should connect with you as a person.
Agreed. And also, I mean, the fact is, algorithms in most platforms that we use, they prefer it. They prefer your short videos or, and sometimes your longer ones. I know that most of the platforms now have moved over to being available for at least 3 minutes. But they like your videos. So they're going to prioritize that over your text posts, unless you're blogging, of course. But aside from that, generally, yeah, most of your social medias, your algorithm's going to say, yeah, give us the video. So.
Yeah, yeah. There's a reason YouTube is the second largest search engine on the uh, on in the world, right? Because you can search what you need and you can watch the video on it, and you can do step by step, basically pausing the video. And people use it all the time to do bike upgrades, car maintenance, DIY projects, cooking. Like there's just so many things you can use it for.
Absolutely. And I mean, and if you're a TikTok person, they say that the average person spends 52 minutes a day on the app. And I'm going to say that that is really moderate.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people who spend a lot more on that. And you might not realize it, but I mean, those, when they're marketing now, TikTok has the TikTok shop. So you see a lot of marketers and stuff like that. But I mean, there are a lot of people who are quietly selling as well through that because they're getting to know you. You're getting to know them, and then you go and take a look at what they have, whether they're an artist or they are an affiliate or they are a writer, whatever it is. They're promoting themselves without necessarily being that TikTok shop style promotions. So.
Yeah. Yeah, and a poll came out last year, right, that said 88% of people say that a brand's video is what convinced them to buy.
Well, and I believe that simply because I've seen some videos where I'm like, okay, that was really interesting. And you showed me all the things that I would have went, whatever, like prove it. Right. And so it's the videos are what's reaching the people. And the reels their reach has grown like 57% year over year, which is crazy, which means that every year it's growing by at least 50%. So whatever your reach
Yeah.
is today is going to be even that much more, you know, by next year. So if you're not jumping on and doing your videos and getting comfortable in front of that camera, you are missing out on a lot of audience that you could be reaching that are your people.
For sure. And you don't have to jump on the latest trends and all that kind of stuff, right? So You don't need a ring light, even. You don't really need a script so much. You don't need the mini little microphone. Yes, these things help, but there's still a lot of you can do even if you're just starting out and don't have any of this stuff yet, right? So like your evergreen stuff, which is your reusable, your it's relevant now and it'll be relevant in 10 years. So things like product reviews or unboxings, right? I am not a fan of unboxings. I don't get it, but it's a huge market, right? There's lots of YouTubers that are making
Yep.
good money just unboxing stuff.
Yeah, and you
uh,
see it on TikTok as well.
yeah, that's true. Yeah. And then the this is how you use this, or watch me use this, or this is how I use this tool. Those are really big because maybe the way you're using it isn't the way that somebody else thought about, or maybe someone's thinking about using that software or that tool but doesn't quite want to commit, and so you're able to show them things that can be done with it in a fun way, and then maybe that's what convinces them to buy. And if that software has an affiliate program, and you do your call to action, you have it, then you're going to get a percentage of that, which they were going to buy anyway, but they're now buying because
Yep.
you showed them how to use it.
And it's the same, like there was a gal I watched the other day on TikTok, and normally I just flip through the ads. And this gal was wearing this, like, the bodysuits that show like the bones and all the internal organs and stuff. She was wearing one of those, and she was actually, I guess she was showing off like a tummy, like a underwear, like a Spanx kind of thing. And she had like five different ones, and she was like, and she put it over this bodysuit, and she would show exactly what it was doing on both sides. And then she got to the one that she was obviously selling, and in a way it sucked her. I stayed for the whole thing just because A, she was hilarious, and B, I got to see the comparisons. And, see, I was just like, okay, you're actually showing me stuff. You're not like showing me your naked ass body doing it or anything else like that, but you are in like this little, like you're basically in like this little tiny lycra suit, but it's showing everything. And she was funny, and so I stayed because it was interesting, because I got to watch her put it on and not like struggle and everything else. And I'm like, that would cause somebody to buy it. Like so many people in the comments, okay, I would actually buy this now. Like, thank you so
Mm-hmm.
much, like for being honest, being real, showing me how it works and how you do it and all the rest of it. And so I'm like, that, see, that's how you use those kinds of things. It doesn't necessarily have to be software. It can be a product as well. So
Yeah. Yep. Before and after results, right, are always good as long as it's real.
you,
Like, don't,
yeah,
yeah, as long as it's you, don't go and find two people who look alike and be like, oh, this is before and after. Again, don't do that stuff. And that can be with software too, right? Like before, I had to sit here for 30 minutes and write these emails, and now I use this automated software and I'm done in 5 minutes. Like it can be any of those.
yeah,
Or the like, the reasons why I love this, right? That's great because you start out with everyone knows it's your opinion, but maybe your opinion matches their opinion, or maybe your opinion on something was like you used it differently and they were like, oh, I didn't use it that way and that's why I hated it, let me try this. And then side by side comparisons are always great, right?
yeah. I mean, cleaning videos, or yeah, like you say, certain softwares. This was, this was how I used to have to set up a funnel, and now that I use this program, this is how much work I actually have to do. Or yeah, it's good. I mean, and people are visual, right? So it really helps them to see it and hear you say it, garnering that trust from you. That's huge. Um, there are some things that you want to do is to try and make it like a really quick hit, something that's going to stop the scroll. Things like what I wish I knew before buying, right? This is really good, especially if you are into education or courses, because people are going to invest a lot of money. So helping them, telling them some things why, or what you wish you knew before you went and dove headfirst into something is great. Affiliate hack of the week. People always love hacks and they love the free stuff. So it's a good way to get them to stop. This tiny thing changed my workflow. If it's software, my life, my mood, if it's like, some sort of therapy thing, or, a coaching plan, if it's life coaching or something like that. all those kinds of things. And then, you can say TikTok made me buy it, because people say that all the time, right? But you can say, uh, you can actually shout out to maybe somebody who's in your affiliate program that actually did get you into it. And you can say, this person made me buy it. Their videos made me do it. And then that's a good way to shout out to them and have them shout out back to you. Gives you some of that connection, ties you to some, maybe getting some engagement farming, but also credibility, especially if it's somebody who is more well known. It's a great way to also, pull that in there. So, yeah.
Yeah. And there's some stuff that's cross shareable really easily. There's some stuff that's platform specific, right? So TikTok is kind of known for starting out with like, the puppy filters and all that kind of crap. But realistically, with TikTok now, keep it raw and real, right? Like the low production is greater than the polish. Now that doesn't mean that if you're a cosplayer, like you need to not cosplay, right? It's not that you can't be really creative with your style. It's just keep the filters down. Don't do a lot of show busy stuff. Like, if makeup's your theme, cool, do your makeup and then just talk. Just be you. Trending sounds are big on TikTok. If it's an off-brand sound that's trending, you can kind of mute it or keep it really low and do something that kind of fits your brand over it, just to help your reach. It's kind of like keyword stacking, but not as frowned upon.
And they have actually just started now. I don't think it's rolled out to everybody, but they've started to make it so you can actually have two audios in one video, whereas before
Nice.
it was just like one. So I don't know that it's rolled out to everybody, but it has rolled out. So that's a way that you could literally use one trending sound, mute it, and then have so that they're both on there, right?
Nice. Yeah, love it.
Yeah.
Still, the first 3 seconds matters, so get to the point quickly. Add text and overlays and clear CTA, comments, check the link in the bio, all that kind of things. And then go niche, super niche, right? TikTok rewards subculture communities. And they are not quite as, because they integrate with CapCut, which all of them pretty much do now, I think. But I think they were one of the first. So if you don't like the TikTok editor, you can use the CapCut editor. And before, with some of the platforms, you kind of get like algorithmically dinged for not using their editor. But that's kind of going away now, even though TikTok or Instagram has its own. CapCut will pretty much post like just like any other editor. But your thumbnails too, you still want to have that
Yeah.
very
Um,
specific TikTok look.
yeah. Always check your cover, right? Because when you're doing your video, you do have the option to change your cover, add text, whatever. You can upload just like you can in other ones, or you can just pull it from your video. So sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. I recognize I make mistakes all the time because I'm just like, yeah, just get it up. And then I look at my cover and go, shit.
Yep.
So Instagram Reels is different. They lean much more into the aesthetic and the educational. Okay. So this is where you're going to want to maybe prettify it, right? You want to beautify it a little bit more, make it look a little bit fancier, have a little cleaner, put a little more effort into your video editing, your voiceovers, that kind of thing. You do want to show your face, right? And have your voice for trust. So even if it's a voiceover, like maybe you're doing a video of something here but you're talking, you can do the voiceover and that's fine, because again, that's providing a lot more connection. um, and you have the option of using the carousel and video combo, so you can have your carousels but then also have your videos on your feed so that you can repurpose those, right? So you can take a carousel and turn it into a video, or you can take your video and break it down into a carousel as well. And you can use your hashtags, but also make sure that your caption is SEO optimized, so that it makes, so that it's really actually pulling. Um, You want to also, if you're going to do stories, save them into highlights and organize them so that people can go back to them. So your little 15-second videos or even 5-second videos, if you're providing information or useful stuff, pop that into your highlights so that you can actually, people can go back and look at that and, organizing it nicely so it's available for them.
For
And then
sure.
YouTube's, that's used.
Yes, YouTube, our long form friend. So, YouTube obviously is great for long form educational videos, which is why all of these podcast lives go to YouTube, because we are trying to educate. And then they've now brought shorts in, obviously, in the last couple of years. Shorts are great for visibility, right? For quick visibility. So, quick snapshots of the long form content that you're talking about, or even repurposing some of your TikTok and Instagram stuff just to get your personality out there. Um, you can include affiliate links in descriptions, and you can pin comments, similar to Facebook, but with greater reach, which is fantastic. You want to really make sure you're using keywords in your titles. Your thumbnails should be, think SEO meets clickbait, right? Like, how many times have you clicked on a video just because you look at the thumbnail and you're like, what? There's one video from a creator who I follow anyway, but I saw, and it was like, vet techs hate Cane Corsos. And it was this girl next to the Cane Corso just looking mad. And then it had the angry face emoji too. And I'm like, what happened? And then in the title, it said, lesson learned. And I'm like, what lesson? Like, I need to know now, right? Like, what
Give
is
me the
happening?
deets. Spill the
Yeah.
tea.
So stuff like that, where it's not, you don't want it to be 100% clickbait, but you do want it to be attention grabbing. And then you can batch content really easily with YouTube, right? Because you can take your long form and you can chop it into, 3 to 50 shorts, depending on what it is. Especially if you're doing like top 5, in like your long form, you can cut that down into like part 1, part 2, whatever it is. And then of course with the shorts, you can always, put a link to the long form video.
Yeah.
And with Instagram too, or sorry, YouTube as well, when you reference a previous video, you can put that link in the bar above. Like, there's just a lot more with YouTube you can do that helps direct people to the information they need.
Well, yeah. I mean, I know that with ours at the end, we always put in, a video that is, one that we think is going to suit the viewer the best. And sometimes it is very specific. I'll choose something very specific because it's, we've touched on it throughout the video. So we'll go back to the one that we've done, which is
Yeah.
nice. And also it has the subscribe option right away as well at the end of the video. So
Mm-hmm. Yep. And there's one other thing on YouTube I was going to say that's completely exited my brain. So,
sorry.
oh, it's okay. It's okay. It's not even your fault. It was just squirrel. If it comes to me, I'll put it in the description.
So there are some things that you can do like right now, today, like get on it today. We always say when it comes to video, one of the things you'll hear almost every coach worth their salt will say is start today. Start where you are. Don't worry about, I don't like the way I look. I don't like the way I sound. No one does. None of us like it. There's very few people who are born to be in front of camera, right? Those
Yeah.
first few steps are scary. So pick your platform. Don't try to master all of the video platforms out there. Just pick one. Start where your people are. If you find that you are scrolling mostly on YouTube, pick that platform. If you're mostly on TikTok and that's where your connections are, go to TikTok. It doesn't really matter. Just pick one and start there. Write down 3 product tips or stories that you already talk about. Okay. And then film a, 15 to 30-second clip. I mean, if you want to go a little bit shorter, you can, but 15 is probably a good one to get your message off. You can do it on your phone. You don't have to do anything fancy. This is fine, right? Like no one cares. So you don't have to edit. You're just practicing, right? You're just getting comfortable with the concept of what you're doing. And then you can use a text highlight, text overlay to highlight what it is, one big benefit or one big hook, and put that on there. So then again, you're doing a little bit of editing, but again, every app that you're going into has some availability there to do it. And if you don't, there's CapCut, which is pretty easy. They have a phone version, so it's very simple, drag and drop, and then post it. It doesn't matter if it's perfect, just post it. And then make sure that you engage in the comments, of course, as always. Like we always say, engagement matters.
Yes.
And then you can track your links however you're going to do that, whether you're using pretty links or thirsty affiliates, or you're going to use just Bitly. If you're going to put a link in there and just go there, doesn't really matter. Just track your links. The other thing I want to say too, because I found this was super helpful for me, because I hated it. I was terrified of video, was going live, because then you're basically throwing all of that crap out the window and you're just going live. And it doesn't have to be a 20-minute live or a 30-minute live. It can literally be, a 1 minute or 2 minute live where you're just talking about something that, in your head for today. um, you know Drop your tip, do it live. It doesn't mean that nothing has to be fancy. You don't have to worry about trying to edit or any of those things, and it will get you more comfortable in front of the camera faster than pretty much anything. At least that's what I've found.
Oh, 100%. 100% agree with you. So some tips for repurposing and making it easier, right? This first one, I'm actually going to contradict myself right away because everyone's going to tell you film in 916, right? Film vertical so it works across all platforms. If there's not a lot going on in the video, that's fine. But if you are filming dogs, dog training, RC cars, anything with any kind of action, film it horizontal because you can use things like CapCut to fix the aspect ratio and then really focus in on the key parts of the video that might have been missed if you did it vertical, or might have just been way too zoomed out if you did it vertical. So keep in mind that the aspect ratio needs to be 916, but if there's a lot going on, you want to make sure you capture everything, film in horizontal and fix it later.
Yeah.
Save your TikToks before uploading, because then you can rebrand them for Reels and Shorts, or again, just use CapCut because then there's no watermark to worry about.
Yeah.
The hook first approach, right? Start with your problem or your statement or your, whatever your attention grabber is. Start with that and then backtrack. One of the most popular sounds for a while was well, this is how I got here. And then it went back and showed, what happened. Like, that's really popular. Facts into multiple micro videos is great because, again, then you can say a lot of information in a lot of different videos. And then you can do a long form as well. And then subtitles. We hound about this all the time. Almost everyone I know watches video without sound because they're at work
Yep.
or they're in public, right? So subtitles are huge and it will help your audience retention immensely.
And the thing about subtitles is it doesn't necessarily mean it has to be captions.
Right.
You just have to make sure that subtitles option is turned on for your video so that the subtitles will come up if people are listening or watching silently. I know that captions are great if you're doing short videos and it's really easy, but if you're doing something longer, you might not want captions, but you do have to make sure that subtitles are available, because as a person who watches mostly silent, and I'm not even going to the office. I just can't do the noise. Um, I just, I'll watch for a little bit. And if the subtitles aren't popping up, on to the next,
Same.
because yeah,
Yeah.
some of us just don't want the sound and some of us can't hear. So,
Yeah.
let's just make it available for everyone, whatever their
Yep.
circumstances are.
And if the sound is super important, you can always put the sound on emoji, or
Yeah.
emoticon. I don't
Yep.
know, sticker's the word. Or you can put, like much better with the sound on.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's happened to me too, where someone sent me a video and they're like, I know you don't watch with sound, but you need to watch this with sound.
Yeah.
And then, it's funny, but there's little things you can do to let people know, like, hey, like, do not, this is really important. The sound is important to this video.
Yeah. And I mean, that's why they have the stickers there, right? Because they know that people don't don't turn on the sound. So it helps them to know. And again, that's you providing for your audience. Everything that you do, whether you're doing it text based or video, is about providing for your audience and giving them what they need and helping them in whatever way you can, right? Service first. You're doing it with an open hand. So there are some common fears with video. As always, like I said earlier, I hate my voice. If you've ever listened to your own voice, you're like, wait a minute, that doesn't sound anything like me. And that is just because you're hearing it from the echo going on inside your head. And so most people do not like their voices, and it's like, it doesn't matter, right? If you really, truly, truly can't stand your voice, you can use a captions, or you can do voiceovers, because there are videos with people who definitely do not use their own voice. Especially with TikTok, you can change your voice. It has CapCut has voice changers as well. So if it's really that huge of a problem for you, you can fix that. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not pretty enough or handsome enough or young enough or techie enough. I don't have the skills. Blah, blah, blah. Again, none of that matters. It's about relatability, right? So are you trying to reach the 20 something years old? If you're 60 years old and you're talking about, I don't know, menopause? No, you probably aren't. So it doesn't really fucking matter, you know? If you're not a techie bro and you're trying to, you just started getting into the software, your audience is going to be the people who aren't techie either, who are learning, and they can learn along with you, right? So don't worry about those things. That's, vanity issues are not going to help you here. Don't be vain, and don't put pride before action, because pride is a barrier. It's not a propeller. So, and then what if no one watches? Well, we do this every week and almost no one watches when we're actually on. So what? We're doing this for you. And we do this because we know it's helpful and we know it's beneficial and we know that we catch people on the back end, not on the front end. So that's fine, right? Algorithms are fickle and they change, but consistency is the big deal. So the more you put out there, the more likely you're going to start reaching people. Um, I've started reaching more people with my art on TikTok because I just posted up and posted up and posted up. And so now, even though I don't get like thousands and thousands of people, I get a 10% engagement on almost every video that I do now, which is considered a good engagement on TikTok. And I get pushed out more, and it takes time and it takes, it's a pain in the ass, but it works.
Yeah. Yeah, and you don't need to be famous, right? Like, some of us don't want to be TikTok famous, right? I make probably $10 a month average with Facebook, and my reels are not getting hundreds of thousands of views. So you can make decent money without being viral, right? But you do need to be authentic, you need to be helpful, and you need to be visible. Um, you know, you're recommending products if you're an affiliate, right? So if you're recommending a product that you're clearly not using, it's going to come across as that you have no idea what you're talking about and
Yeah.
that you probably don't like it. But if you're talking about something that you are passionate about, that has really changed your life, that has actually helped you, that has made business easier, whatever it is, that's going to come across, and people are going to realize that you're being honest about it. And you can also do the I tried this product, I hate it, here's why. As long as you make sure you just say, this is my opinion, this is not anything against the company, this is just why I didn't like it.
Yeah. And especially if you've tried one and then you've gone on to something else, you can say, you can do the comparison as well. Again, don't slam people. Just say, this didn't work for me for these reasons. This did work for me for this reason. And maybe sometimes you don't even want to drop the name. You can just say, I tried this other product that is pretty well known, but, you know, these are the reasons it didn't work for me. You don't have to actually specifically call them out by name, right?
Yeah.
So, there you have it. I know that video can seem very daunting for people. It does not have to be daunting. And it doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be super fancy. You don't need a lot of equipment. You literally, a webcam or your phone, is fine. As you go along, you might want to upgrade. Okay. Things that I will suggest if you're going on video: lighting matters. All right. So don't sit in a dark room. If all you have are windows and natural light, open your window, make sure that people can see your face, because that matters, right? These are the things that they're actually there for. Um, Audio, just try to make it as clear as possible. So if you find that if you're too far away, it's getting too quiet or not clear enough, fix that, get closer, right? Do what you have to do there. A lot of these mics that you can buy now are like $5. So invest the $5 and get a little tiny mic or whatever, something that's going to help you. You don't need a great big audio setup. You just need something tiny. What's the other thing that I was going to say? Um, it helps if you think about what you're going to talk about before you get on. It doesn't have to be perfect, but having a good idea of what you're going to be conversing about will help you. And just do it. Just do it. That's the biggest one. Just take that step, because your first video is not going to be the same as your video a year from now, right? I mean, we all
Yeah.
look back at our first videos and go, ooh.
Yep. But all right, that's about it, guys. Not sure what we're gonna be talking about, but it'll be in 2 weeks instead of next week, unless Miss Donna wants to do next week on her own.
I did
um,
that. It was sad and lonely.
I know, right? So unfortunately, yes, I will be out of town and unable to jump on next Friday. But we will come back with a topic to be determined. If you are watching this on YouTube, it'll likely be in the YouTube description. If you're watching it on Facebook, sorry, we'll try to remember to go back in the comments and put what we're going to talk about.
Yep, that's all right. Yeah, so again, I know that this summer has been a little bit hit or miss with us, but that's just because it's been a busy time. Rose is preparing to make some big adjustments in her own life, and yeah, so things are going on, and but we're still here for you. And as always, if you have any questions, that's it. All right, everyone, have a great Friday. If you found this helpful, please drop a comment, share, and hit that subscribe button. Your feedback is super helpful in growing this channel.
And of course, if you have any questions or if there's any specific thing that you would like us to talk about, drop that in the comments too. Happy Friday!
Happy Friday, everyone.